Operation Overdrive's Once a Ranger two-parter was Power Rangers' 15th anniversary celebration featuring returning actors from several seasons. While the story has multiple issues, one of the major complaints fans had was how bad the Overdrive Rangers were portrayed, which was a problem they dealt with since the beginning. They constantly quit or gave up in the show. When the new Rangers were brought in, they filled in as replacements till the Overdrive team could get their powers restored. In the episodes, Mac and the others look like whiny kids. None of them try to help out either post-Ranger fights or, like Rose, helping out with getting their powers back. Eventually, all of them just gave up, going back to their regular lives, except Taizan since he has no place to go. However, thanks to the Morphing Museum, cut footage from the two-parter was found, showing us that it wasn't actually the fault of the Rangers that they left like this. It was really the editing. 2 major scenes were removed in part 1, as well as additional scenes that had a few more edits. I'll go through all of them. The first cut was when the Rangers get the red jewel back. They interact with the crowd a little longer. In the final version, we only get to see the end bit. The second cut starts when Tori asks if they have a place they can go to, just as Sentinel Knight appears. The scene went on 20 seconds longer where the Rangers boast that their headquarters are the best, while Xander mentions Root Core. This is a minor cut with nothing really lost besides Xander trying to hit on Ronnie. Later, when they're lined up in the base, Bridge has a few more lines of dialogue where he mentions he says the Always a Ranger line in the future. They probably cut this because having 2 Bridge moments is too much while they're supposed to be worried about losing their powers. This edit I understand. After this, when Sentinel Knight announces the other Rangers will be replacing them, the scene went on longer where Tori and the others all reacted to this badly. This is where the problems start. In the final version, the old Rangers don't seem to have any issue with them doing this. I never liked that, especially with Adam. It's completely out of character. He replaced Zack, and in the original Power Transfer episodes, Aisha, Rocky, and Adam were all like, are we really ready to replace these guys? They showed respect there. This scene ends with the Overdrive team thrown away, while the new Rangers head to the Zord Bay. This lost footage also ties into Mac's response when he finds out he's a robot. This was also the first time in a while Hartford starts going back into his problem of being fixated with the jewels, that he doesn't notice what he's doing around him. He's not showing any remorse to the Overdrive team. The biggest edit happens near the end of part 1 where Adam is trying to help Hartford fix the trackers. The editors specifically cut out this underlying plot line. The writers were setting up a story direction for Sentinel Knight and Mac for the future. In the final version, Adam leaves for Angel Grove to find Alpha 6. In the early edit, there's an entire scene with Spencer removed where they reveal it was Sentinel Knight who forced Hartford to get new Rangers and to push the Overdrive team to the wayside. It's primarily his fault why the team just bails, while Hartford gets obsessed with the jewels. This is why when Knight is saved and restored with the sword, he apologizes to the team. That's the only remaining piece from the original edit. This is also why the rest of the Overdrive team didn't initially get involved when Mac hated his father after he found out the secret. They knew how he acted during this time. This was the worst edit they could have possibly done in the two-parter. It removed the most important part of the story, and why fans hate the Overdrive team more, when the whole point was to make Knight and Hartford bad. What's more annoying is that this was done only to include more of the dumb, endless, repeated slow-mo shots they love to do in the Disney era. All they had to do was cut 40 seconds of slow-mo shots, and they could have kept all this important stuff in. They could have easily shortened the vehicle fight. Yes, Power Rangers is an action-adventure show, but story is still the most important. That vehicle fight was not even interesting. How many shots did we need of Taizan flying in the air from an explosion? Editing is very important. It makes or breaks everything. Famous movies were saved from just the editing alone. Star Wars and Jaws are 2 examples. I would have been less hard on this team if I saw the original cut. It was a compounded issue with Will quitting all the time, Ronnie getting nothing to do, Dax being annoying, then all of a sudden they all give up. It really hurt them.